So today we are doing just a short and simple video on craft humor, which is a new fortress I have begun in a new region in a new world. I deleted the old fortresses. It went magnificent. I caught a lot of goblins, like small, even a cyclops, and a lot of cavern creatures. And I tamed them, and I had them breed, and I stripped all the goblins. I threw some in lava. I had tried a lot of experiments with them. It didn't go well because the FPS kept like hitting really low, and the TPS also began to go very low. You know the graphical interface one. I'll have to like click for a long time. I had some projects which is dropping goblins from the surface into hell itself, or having a pole dance of goblins and all. But it did not end up well in my favor. So I just stopped it. I began a new world. A new world where you foolishly don't embark with plump helmets. And when I say you don't embark with plump helmets, it begins a series of problems. And in that series, one of the main problem is you don't have anything to brew basically. So I had to rely on surface farming, and I gathered a lot of resources on the map. And I began these surface crops, which you can see over here. I made a small paved path square with a wall. And because this region has a lot of rainfall and snowstorms, I made a wonderful roof like this. As you can see, this is a stone wall with ramps around it, and it goes up until here. Looks wonderful, doesn't it? Here you can see very clearly wall with ramps all around it. And this is the climbing ramp, the first stage of beginning the construction. And there is farms below. And because I have roofs, I have made paths below the roof which are high priority. The dwarfs should preferably take, and they do take. And there is a 3 by 1 entrance which goes down in a sloped manner. Slope, dig, slope. Slope, dig, slope. Sort of like this format. So, like this. I hope you understand. And then there is the first aquifer. I've made ribs around the aquifer in two forms. I did not want excessive pressure. I've gone for the small, sweet and short design, which is compact. Doesn't work really well in a very long run, but it does the trick satisfactorily. And you go down, first aquifer is finished. Coming below, this is another aquifer over here on this side. This is also channeled, and because there is aquifer, there is going to be a mist generator below it. This is the hospital. I'm basically doing here right now is I'm trying to show you a basic layout of how you can avoid problems when you're new into the game. Like what should your approach be, or what can be a good design layout for you. I'm the professional player. I'm just saying it's better than not creating any content, that you can have a very basic content or a basic perspective into your embarkation. Such as if I were embarking in a sinister biome, I wouldn't go on decorating my base outside on the surface. It would be a small square with a fucking drawbridge on it. That when you are inside, the drawbridge shuts. When you are outside, the drawbridge opens. Or when a trade comes, the drawbridge opens. But unlike that, this is a safe biome comparatively. A temperate tundra type forest where everything freezes in the winter and it rains a lot throughout the year. But you can go out substantially and gather stuff when you can or when it is possible. So, considering that, we have this layout over here. See, that's the thing. But because I do not have much resources, I had to rely on surface farming. And when I say surface farming, these are all the plants that I am farming right now. Much more than the underground crops, but they do the job pretty well. When I first embarked, when I came here basically, I did not have much time to make good rooms. So I made a wonderful dormitory. A dormitory, pretty dormitory is good enough. I have it walled with jet blocks. Obviously, when you dig, you get a lot of stone. So I make a mason beside the stone, and he makes a lot of blocks. What to do with all those blocks? I make wonderful rooms like this. And then there is a small kitchen and a small still. But they do like to eat on a table and a chair, right? So we have blocks and we have a lot of wood. What do? We make a nice little region for them to eat. Even as we speak, they are eating right now. And what does it think? She is blissful dining in a legendary dining room. Oh well, you can see yourself. They are very happy, no? What's there so special about it? Four walls, three doors, some tables, some chair, some nice flooring. And we be sure this is a good tip. Have your food storage close to the dining room and have delivery routes to it. That is a different thing. But have your food close to the dining room and alcohol close to the tavern. Because, by the way, this water comes down and there is a mist generator here. It falls and it splashes and it spreads the mist. This is my design, which I use. I did not invent it. I just have four walls and five grids. Kitchen, three kitchen, there is still a butcher and a tanner and a fish cleaner, and a pathway from here straight to here. You can see straight, no, reduces the pathing distance. And there is small farms here. So because of the small farms, I have a seed workshop here. Yeah. Now moving down, we have another mist generator over here coming from the top. It also splashes in the farmers' workshops. Later in the game, I moved my gem cutter, loom, clothier, and all sorts of other workshops to a upper floor, but very close to my trading depot. Even now, as you can see, this craft dwarf, this stone guy, carpenter, it is very close to my trading depot because as time progresses, we usually want this the production to be closer to the trading depot to reduce the distance of traveling and to move stuff back closely. Saves me a lot of trouble, and the dwarfs are very happy currently. And then we have some nice statues over here, and this mist generator goes down, and this is the common temple, and there are six more other temples. This path goes down into the caverns, which are just about to get discovered. There is the third aquifer over here. So after settling down, after having this dining room, this dormitory, and basic amenities set, this is much later planned and laid out and constructed and well designed afterwards. Not like this is not like the really early game. This is a little in the medium, in the year number two or something. But with a lot of stone blocks, with a lot of wood, I had time enough to actually implement good rooms. So 7, so multiplied by 7, so initial 15 or 25 dwarfs. So basically 28 rooms. So this would be the first batch, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 28. 28, make 28 beds, then make nice floors. Then again 28 chests, 28 bed, 28 cabinet, 28 doors. that much bulk amount of food got consumed in the production, but every time they go to their bedroom, they get a positive buff every single time. But that is one tip. A dormitory as a time investment. Again, now suddenly I had like a 25 dwarfs come in. Now what to do when 25 dwarfs suddenly come in? I had a dormitory. They did not have to sleep on the floor. They were very happy about it, I think. But that is one more tip that I would share. Having a well constructed dormitory. I myself am going to increase the amount of beds every year. Just in case some poor dwarf or a child or a traveler comes, they can sleep in it. And they do like it. And lastly, I have a stockpile of alcohol very close to the tavern. I have made some rock pots, and in this stockpile, it is a custom stockpile of all alcohol, only alcohol. You see, it is only alcohol. In finished goods, we have everything enabled, but in type, only mugs, only goblets are there. Number of bins is zero. So what happens is when this guy makes goblets, they come here and there is no goblets in this stockpile, so there is only goblets in this stockpile. Eventually, we replace the mug with silver goblets, which will eventually come from smelting tetrahydrite, which is going to be the next phase of this fortress. Going into the metal age. I mean, how long can you eventually stay in the age of siltstone or mudstone? The age of mudstone, as Blind likes to mention it. Coming to the category of foods, one can think that we can simply eat leaves and berries. No, it doesn't work out like that, does it? Rather than going into lavish meals or fine meals, we can invest in simple meals, not like very, but you can see that rather than eating raw sand pear, we have stacks of everything in this small barrel. Everything that they catch, we have made it into biscuits and stew. Everything is in the form of biscuit or stew. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but they have good stuff to it. What's the guy doing? Yeah, see? Okay, we have discovered a cavern. Well, click. Time to pause. Not like they can do much about it. Not like they can do much about it. But I hope the spores get released. Okay, we have found sand over here. Substantial amount of sand. Lot of death already. Lot of death already. Oh, old man. And this is going to be a tedium to handle, apparently. And this will be the nobility chambers. One noble here, one noble here. Like branching out psychedelically. And lastly, I will show you my fort in Asca. Yeah, and now it will be forming mist. See? Slowly, it's forming mist over here. It looks wonderful, doesn't it? I learned this from Cupo after watching her streams. Legendary player. See all these blocks? These are all the smooth stones, and these are all the smooth tiles which are indicated as plus, and these are all the place tiles. See the mist? It's forming every time they go to cook and all, or they are drinking in the tavern. And these are the rooms. See all the positive buffs? Yeah, that's about it honestly. Thank you for watching and have a nice day and have a nice time. Enjoy the game. Hope you learned something. Hope you liked the small video.